Good evening, and everyone, welcome to DeSanto Field here in Cleveland, Ohio, on the campus of Case Western Reserve University. I'm Sarazucci, excited to bring you tonight's broadcast. A great matchup tonight. Case Western Reserve University taking on the University of Chicago. Chicago comes into this one ranked number 24 in the country, coming off their national championship season. They're 6-2-4 this year, 1-1-1 in conference play. In their last outing, they were at Brandeis, a scoreless draw, and have not scored since October 4th in a matchup against Carthage, another draw, 1-1 draw. In between those two matches, they were defeated 1-0 by NYU, New York University. The Spartans on the other side come into this one 7-2-2, also 1-1-1 in conference play. Started with a 3-0 victory at NYU, and then a 1-0 loss to number 5 in the country, Emory, and then also a scoreless draw against Rochester on the road. They're back here at home, and the Spartans also have struggled to score their last couple matches. Haven't scored since that NYU game back on September 30th. So we'll see which of these teams, if any, can break their scoreless streaks. It's the Spartans who start off with it, with Alex Lipiot pushing forward to Kyson Kroger. We've got a rainy night here in Cleveland. It's about 55 degrees. There's a drizzle right now on DeSanto Field, and we expect showers on and off throughout the night. So we'll see how that affects this game, if at all. Play this one back to Bradley Winter in goal for the Spartans. Had a nice season. 5 goals given up in 11 games and has 27 saves. On average, about a goal every other game is what he's given up on the year. Part of a really a good Spartan defense that's been solid and dependable all year. On the other side, Will Boys in goal. He's played every minute in goal this year for Chicago, all 12 games. 11 goals given up with 38 saves, so his average just under a goal given up per game. And an aggressive start to this one. Ryan Yedashevsky for the Maroons involved on that last play, and he'll be a key player to stop if you're looking at the Spartans defensively. Yedashevsky with 6 goals and 3 assists on the year, the same stat line as Robbie Pino, number 13. Both seniors, Yedashevsky from Edmond, Oklahoma, and Pino from Southlake, Texas. 2 key players to stop for the Chicago offense. They'll work this one in the direction of Yedashevsky in the middle of the field, and that Spartan defense holds strong. Now they'll play back looking at the Maroons' defensive line. Alex Gomas on the right outside, and then they've got Lucas Jen in the middle. On the far side, it's Nick Lohr, a first-year defender from San Diego. And a whistle and a quick yellow card already out on the first foul of the game. And the Spartans will have a free kick off of it. The Spartans were in the rankings last couple of weeks and fell out. Weren't receiving votes this week either after that loss to Emory and the draw against Rochester. And they've played a tough schedule this year, a number of ranked teams that they've gone up against. As Alex Lipiot gears up for this free kick. The yellow card, by the way, officially on Kai Walsh. Lipiot has a free kick assist on the year already. This one bounces into the box towards a couple Spartans. Looked like Matt Vatney was in the area, along with Kyson Kroger, who tried to keep it in play. A fight for it on the far side. A couple players from either team. Spartans get it. Sent into the box. Diving. Rebound. Saved. Spartans want a handball. They won't get it. And it sure was close. Alex Gomas was the one who stuck his arm out there. Not sure if it hit off his arm or if it hit off his chest, but it certainly was a close call and perhaps a convincing argument for the Spartans. They don't get the call. Our official tonight, Ali Zogarnain. And that one didn't go in favor of the Spartans. It was Lucas Delacus who got the last shot off in the box before it bounced out in the direction of Alex Gomas' arm. Already an exciting start to this one that we expect to be a good match. These teams pretty much neck and neck when you look at their conference standings. Chicago has a slight edge right now in terms of tiebreakers, but these teams come in 4 and 5 in conference standings. Chicago scoring just slightly more per game than Case Western Reserve as Jacob Solman tries to fight for it in the box. And it's Gomas once again on the defensive end. And a strong effort, winning the ball back, keeping it in play, and a whistle goes against the Spartans. Where the Spartans do excel, though, when you look at conference plays on the defensive end, and we mentioned that goal average per game, but really in 11 games, 5 goals allowed. Sounds like a great number, and it is. It's the best in the conference. Chicago, 11 goals in 12 games, ranks 4th. So the Spartans, we know, are strong on the defensive end, but the question tonight will be, can they break through? We saw the women's game earlier, just before this one started, and it was an intense game where the Spartans scored first with Molly Shama, followed up by an equalizer about 14 minutes later by Mary Stewart Kerrigan. No score in the second half, and we had a 1-1 draw. But again, really an exciting finish to that one as well. A couple opportunities for either team in the last 10 minutes of play, and neither were able to break through. So we'll see if there's a similar story here on the men's side, as this one is poked out of play. If you look at the Spartans on the offensive side, it's been a shared scoring effort between a couple players. Matt Vatney, Brandon Kim, and Sean Wilson have had the bulk of them. 3 goals apiece, along with 5 assists for Vatney. He leads with 11 points. As Josh Cook sprints back to keep this away from the Maroons. Now sent forward. Delacus making a run and coming all the way off his line is Boys. He was out of the box to clear that one out of there. And he needed to be. That was a timely run, because it would have been Delacus and maybe 1 or 2 other white shirts coming in on goal. Will Boys, the senior goalkeeper from Radnor, PA, did a nice job to keep that ball outside of a dangerous situation. So at the end of all that commotion, Chicago will have a throw-in on the far sideline, right in front of their bench, where head coach Phil Croft watches on. Croft in his first season, and if you're not familiar, Chicago had quite the historic season a year ago. Not only did they win the national championship, but they were coached by Julianne Sitch, who became the first female head coach to win a national championship in men's soccer at any division. As the Maroons work this one forward. Sitch then left in the offseason to become the head coach at the University of Denver. But she also coached in a match last year against NYU. That men's team also led by a female head coach, Kim Wyant. And it was the first match between two NCAA men's soccer teams led by women head coaches. So quite a bit of history being made a year ago for Chicago, and they're trying to follow it up with another run into the NCAA tournament, but so far have not had quite the season that they had a year ago. They were undefeated, 22-0-1. And that only draw was against NYU last year. This year we're defeated by NYU a couple games ago. But Chicago has been successful against a couple ranked opponents. They had a draw against number 8, Gustavus Adolphus, earlier in the season. They also drew against, at the time, number 24, Calvin, then defeated number 12, Rochester, of course, a conference matchup there. That was a 3-1 match in the opening weekend of UAA play at the end of September. And we mentioned the Spartans against their ranked opponents. They drew against, at the time, number 5, John Carroll, scoreless draw there. And then fell on a last-second goal to number 18, Mount Union, 2-1, as Bradley Winter clears it out from his own box. And then we mentioned that matchup against number 5, Emory, a 1-0 loss. And that was one of the things the Spartans wanted to get better at this season, was capitalizing on opportunities to play against these tough teams, these ranked opponents, especially in conference play. And they have a chance to take down a ranked opponent tonight if they can get by Chicago. We're about 10 minutes in, no score so far. A couple pushes forward for either team, just one shot on the day. It came for the Spartans by Lucas Delakis. It's the Maroons now who push it forward with Tanner Baldwin. Now down to Gomas on the near side. Now they'll switch directions. Lore on the far side, looking for Lyndon Hu, and the Spartans get it back. That's Vatney. He's tripped up in the middle of the field, and Matt Vatney, the defending UAA Offensive Player of the Year, gets up a little gimpy. He's going to walk it off ahead of this Spartans free kick. Into the back line, Josh Cook down to Sawyer Dockel. And Dockel was recognized this past week as the UAA Defensive Player of the Week as part of his effort on the back line. A Spartan effort that limited Rochester to just one shot in that scoreless draw last weekend. And that was against a tough Rochester team that averages about 2 goals per game. And again, a Spartan defense that's been tough all year. 7 shutouts on the year. And again, the best scoring defense in the conference. Lyndon Hu, he'll go outside, now played right back to him. Down to David Martin, and then to Lore. They'll reset. The Spartans not putting a lot of pressure on them. And now Chicago being forced to retreat. The Spartans look like they're trying to let them go until they make a mistake and then try to capitalize on that. Lore will go outside. The defense from Jad Oglesby, one of the captains on the Spartan team, a senior. And Chicago's just slowly inching forward, and now they'll get some movement. They go through Tanner Baldwin, and as it goes inside, Bradley Winter is all over it. He's a sophomore goalkeeper from Marietta, Georgia, and again has led this strong defense. Lore launches one forward to Yadashevsky. Kai Walsh also in the area. But the Spartans get it back. And they'll go through the middle of the field. Delakis down to Salman. He'll try to work it into the box, and it's caught cleanly by Will Boys. He had some runners on either side of him and chose to try and go with one of them in the middle, and the ball sort of curled away from him. There is a decent bit of wind here tonight in Cleveland, as there typically is. We're just about 5 minutes off the lake here. That's Lake Erie. And perhaps not quite as windy as the Windy City. Maroons might just be used to it already. Ball movement from the Spartans. Kroger to Kim. Delakis, rather. Now to Lipiot. Salman on the left side. Now Kyson Kroger, and these players are shuffling where they end up as they continue to try and make runs down the middle, on the outsides, really all the way across the field, as the ball is headed away by Cook, looking for Camden Larson. The Maroons looking to get it back. Baldwin trying to run it down on the near sideline, and it's going to go out in favor of the Spartans. Chicago playing with it on the back line. Outside, they've got a tough task if they want to go down that left side, because Jad Oglesby has been a great defender this past 3 seasons, including this one. And Baldwin's taken down, and we'll have a free kick for the Maroons. They can work it in from here. This will be an interesting spot, because you can go into the box, you can play it short and try and make a run in. A lot of options from here. So it's Lyndon Hu and Jack Luker over the ball. Luker's a junior from Milford, Michigan. But it looks like Hu will be the one to take it. No, it's Luker who'll go for it first with the left foot. But it curls in towards Winter, and he's on top of it. A line drive ball that time, and didn't challenge Winter all to that much. Cleared out. Vatney tries to win it back for the Spartans, and that one looked like into the face of Jad Oglesby, but he's still going. Vatney wins it back, trying to go outside with it. He was looking for Oglesby, who had a little bit of room to work. Instead, it's taken away by Lyndon Hu. Now down on the near side of Baldwin. Stepping in front was Sawyer Dockel. Spartans get it back momentarily. Tough pressure being put on. Robbie Pino wins it back. Now it's kept short for Martin. Outside. Chicago trying to work a run somewhere. Tough defense this time. High arcing ball on the cross. And it's going to go out of play. And it was Jack Luker who got the cross off. But wasn't the ball he wanted. The rain has also subsided for now here in Cleveland. Again, forecasted to have some come back a little bit later on this evening. So we'll see if that continues. We've got a throw in for Alex Lipiot. Lipiot, another important player for the Spartans, both offensively and defensively. Hasn't scored, but has 4 assists on the season. And plays that left outside back spot. Cross comes in on the ground from Salmon. It's knocked out of play. It'll be a corner kick. This is where Lipiot has had some success. Specifically set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks. That's where his assists generally come. Most of the Spartans running along the far post. Now they'll move down to the near side, and it goes over the head of everyone. And it'll curl out for a goal kick. Far side, Chicago trying to work it forward. The Maroons looking for some space to work. And it's going to go out on that Spartan sideline. Head coach Carter Poe watching on from there. He's in his 4th season, really his 3rd season. The first year was that COVID year where the team did not play. But they've improved every year, made it into the tournament a year ago, and lost in the first round. But it's a team with expectations to make it there and further this year. They're 7-2-2 as they stand right now, including tonight. They'll have 4 more matches on the season. This time it's the Maroons working it forward. Lipiot blocks the shot. Now Baldwin has some room, but he's going to take it backwards. Had a retreat as the Spartans defense got back. And now they'll have to reset. Jen goes far side to Lore on the ground. Now it's Walsh looking for Yadashevsky. Couldn't get it to him, and that ball just curled around our official, Ali Zolgarnain. And just before it goes out, Bradley Winter is on top of it. This is a Spartan team that only gives up 6 shots per game to opponents. And right now I've given up just 1 to Chicago. But on the flip side, they've only gotten 1 off themselves. They typically outshoot their opponents. They usually double up on them on average. They average 14 shots per contest. As this ball works into the attacking third, Matt Vatney is taken down on that tough tackle. But he gets the ball back from Delakis, trying to slip it through. Can't get it there. Good defense from the Maroons. They'll try to counter. Making a run is Yadashevsky on the near sideline. He'll try to get across from here on the baseline. It's tipped by Lipiot. Now it's popped up by Dockel and out of play. The Maroons will have a throw-in. Baldwin goes inside. He'll get the ball back. Looking for some help from Walsh. Now to Who. Left foot, long shot, high. And no good for him. So we remain scoreless here, and a nice attempt from Chicago on the counterattack. Yadashevsky is the one who chased the ball down to get it down the field. But at the end, it's a shot off target for the Maroons. We're about 23 minutes and some into this one. And still no score, of course. 2 shots for the Maroons now after that last play, and just 1 for the Spartans. No shots on goal just yet. Neither goalkeeper has had to make a save. This one's going to be out, and it may have been off of a Spartan, and it looks like we have a corner kick coming, and they're going to say it was off of Daniel Sandel, the first-year defender who's in the starting lineup today. So Lyndon Who will have a corner kick. The Spartans didn't give up a corner kick at all in their last matchup against Rochester, and Winter stomps this one down. He punches it, and it's off ahead. It looked like Larson was on the goal line there as Winter was off his line. It's still bouncing around there. The Maroons with another chance. Pino can't get a clean shot off. It was blocked, and they'll have to retreat with it. Great defense from the Spartans. Winter did a nice job jumping on top of the ball, and the defense held strong to prevent a rebound shot coming off. Now they'll try to counter themselves. Vatney, Oglesby playing all the way up here. Going back to Lipiot, spinning around to collect the ball, and he's got Salmon with him. Vatney to Oglesby, and that ball just a little bit long for DeLocke as Chicago once again trying to counter. Oglesby may have been offsides. He didn't get to the ball, but that whistle is going to blow either way. The flag is up. So Will Boys will come up to take the free kick into the Spartan back line. It's where Sandel is waiting for it. Typically, Sean Wilson has been in the starting lineup this season. Mentioned he's got 3 goals on the season, which is tied for the most on the team. But instead, it's Sandel in that spot today. So Brandon Kim checks into the contest. Also has been in and out of the starting lineup this season, but has played in every game and also has 3 goals on the year, tied for the most, along with Wilson and Vatney. So he takes Jacob Salmon off. And a cross comes off. It's long. And Winter is all over it once again. He's had a solid start to the night. Has made a couple plays. Officially just 1 save, but has had to come off his line and punch out a few balls up there. cleared out by the Spartans as the pressure was coming on. Kyson Kroger in his direction at least, and a fight for it between Luker and Vatney. The Spartans wanted a foul. Vatney, nice dribbling to win it back. Now Delaka is trying to drop it off, and a sliding tackle from Lyndon Hu to try and win it back for the Maroons, and it's bounced all the way out. The Maroons will have a throw in now on the near side. Gomas down short to Lucas Jen. Jen, a senior defender from Sacramento, California. This back line has had a little bit of action here early as the Spartans have tried to attack from all sides, but they've held up strong so far. And a team that's given up 11 goals in 12 games. 4th best scoring defense in the conference. Chicago working it forward with a long shot for Yadashevsky. And it looked like he just pulled it a little bit too far. Goes wide and out for a goal kick. Got a couple more UAA contests going on. Rochester hosting NYU, scoreless there as well. 23rd minute of play. Emory hosting Brandeis today. That one's a 1-1 match in the 28th minute. And then earlier today, Carnegie Mellon hosted Wash U, and Wash U won by a score of 3-0 as Kim has a chance to get this one into the box, trying to get by a couple defenders. He'll take a turning shot and didn't quite hit it clean the way he wanted to. A couple defenders were still in his face, so it got blocked. Not the shot he wanted. I mentioned that Wash U Carnegie Mellon matchup. These teams will switch opponents. Chicago will take on Carnegie Mellon on Sunday, and Case Western Reserve will host Wash U at the same time right here. That'll be 1:30. Those two matches will kick off, and we'll have the Spartans right here at DeSanto Field, as David Martin is a little bit slow to get up. Couple substitutions on that last possession for Chicago as well. Danny Mendoza has checked in. Along with Evan Canelos. And they'll take Robbie Pino and Alex Gomas out. Nathan Munasinghe has also entered the game in relief of Kai Walsh. The Spartans countering in the middle of the field, a running Kyson Kroger. The pass from Vatney. Kroger stops, shot, just wide. And either way, it looked like that flag was up for offsides. It looks like they're going to place the ball over there, so that was the call. The flag did go up. So even if Kroger had scored there, it wouldn't have counted. But probably the best opportunity for the Spartans so far tonight. And if Kroger had gotten there onside, it was a great chance and a good shot that was just a little bit off target. Ball popped up and out past that Spartan baseline. Couple substitutions being made now on the Spartan side. McLaren Baggett has entered the game. Along with Sean Wilson. I mentioned Sean Wilson's got 3 goals on the year. Actually, that's not McLaren Baggett, it's Kellen Landfield, number 16. He's a grad transfer from Michigan State. So Lucas Delacus and Camden Larson will come out as that ball is ripped through by Munasinga. And out of play on the far sideline. The Spartan throw in, high arcing ball. They'll get it back, trying to work it through to Kim. And he nearly got through if it wasn't for Tanner Baldwin coming back and playing it back to his goalkeeper, Will Boys, who has also had a nice game. Hasn't made a save yet tonight, but has come off his line a couple times to get in front of a few balls that would have been dangerous. So far, the Spartans still with just 2 shots, none on target. Chicago on the other side, 4 with 1 on target and the 1 save from Winter. That was off a corner kick. Baldwin trying to play it back, and the Spartans say it's out of play. That is the call. They'll have a throw-in now on the near side. Brandon Kim was fighting with him for it. The throw-in goes to Wilson. Now Lipiot plays it down to Kim. Then to Landfield. Landfield goes outside in the direction of Sandal. Both these teams taking their time setting up attacks, with the exception of counters. Each team seems keen on making something happen on fast break type opportunities. But from the field of play, hasn't been a lot of quick ball movement down the field. It's both teams being careful and calculated with how they work it through. As a couple more Chicago substitutions will come in now. So Ryan Yedishevsky is out. David Schuster is in for him. And Jed Horowitz has also entered the game. He's a first-year midfielder from New York City. And he'll take David Martin out. Maybe an offensive substitution there for Chicago as they try to work this through along that far post, and Winter's there. Either way, it goes out of play. As we approach 8 minutes left in this first half, still no score, and we expected a defensive match tonight. Especially with this Spartans defense, the top in the conference, and a Chicago defense that hasn't been too far behind. Now it is McLaren Baggett who will come into the game. He's a sophomore from Cape Coral, Florida. He'll take out Jad Oglesby, who was playing in the midfield today. Typically plays at that right outside back spot. That's where Daniel Sandal has moved into. Now Josh Cook fighting, throwing some elbows there to keep the ball. Kim tips it over to Baggett. If he can keep it in play, and does. Goes inside for Kim. Kim trying to get by a couple defenders now. Low pass, Baggett, high shot, just barely over that post. As he was spinning, he had a good look at that top right corner and just couldn't quite get it to land. The throw-in comes all the way rolling into Bradley Winter. And he collects it cleanly. He's going to urge his team to push up with about 6 minutes left in this first half. High bouncing ball, and Vatney was sent to the turf as he jumped up to try and win that for the Spartans. Eventually they do get it back, and it's going to roll out of play. Matt Vatney, with a great season a year ago, was a third-team All-American, and again the UAA Offensive Player of the Year. He was the 5th Spartan in program history to earn All-American honors. He had 8 goals and 6 assists a year ago that both led the team. And he'll try to work this down the near sideline here, and he'll win a corner for the Spartans. This year he's got 3 goals and 5 assists. The Spartans still looking to find out who's going to be that guy they can count on to score consistently, because again, it's been sort of a shared effort. But the last couple games have struggled to find goal. They have a chance here off the corner kick. Far post, and jumping to get it out of there is Boys. And off his hands, it'll go out for another corner kick, so Lipiot will head over to the other side. Full extension, Boys went that time to knock it out. Now actually Lipiot's going to hold off. Matt Vatney is going to go out there to take the corner himself. Brandon Kim rushes over to join him, and we might see this one played short. Now Vatney directs him away. He'll play it short to Kim. And Kim goes outside, drops it off short to Vatney, and defense to get it away from Evan Canelos. We're under 4 minutes now in this first half. Sean Wilson for the Spartans, and the Maroons win it back. It's been a lot of Spartans on the ball the last couple minutes. Canelos trying to play it backwards, but the Spartans get it back. In the middle of the field, it's taken away. Lyndon Hu won it back for the moment. The Spartans cleared it out, and it went all the way back into the hands of Will Boys, who again continues to impress tonight. Hasn't let anything get by him just yet. And the Spartans looking to change that in the last couple minutes of this first half. But now it's the Maroons on the ball, maybe with their final opportunity of the half. Near side. And now they'll go far side instead. Lore outside. Looking for Luker and a whistle. They're going to say it was out of play first. Luker, a long throw to the middle of the field to Jed Horowitz. Tough tackle. And a whistle will blow in favor of the Spartans. As we have 2 minutes on that clock, the Spartans will have a free kick. Josh Cook will send this one long. Baggett, the closest Spartan to it, trying to chase this one down, and he's pushed from behind. So that'll make this a free kick from a very good spot for the Spartans. It'll be a bit of a wide angle for a shot, but we may see a cross come in. And we'll see if it's Lipiot who goes to take this as well. It looks like it will be. Again, he's got 4 assists on the season. And has been a big part of their set pieces, has taken the majority of them this season. He'll keep this one low and it's cleared out. Lucas Jen was all over that. Spartans get it back for the moment with Vatney and cleared out once again. The Maroons have not let them get anything going in the attacking third. Time continues to wind down. The Spartans will have a throw in. Sean Wilson will take, no, Matt Vatney will get there first. They'll drop it off, get it back to Vatney, a low ball, gets into the box, a shot on the rebound and not accurate that time. The Maroons clear it out. They wanted a counterattack, now Dockel off his head. That ball went about 30 yards. The countdown starts. And that's how the first half will come to an end. It remains scoreless. Both these goalkeepers playing well. Both these defenses playing well. It was Sean Wilson who got the final shot off. And it was blocked, as many of them have been tonight. Expect another good second half of play. 2 good teams facing off here tonight. 4 shots apiece. But it's been all defense. Halftime here at DeSanto Field. Sarzucci back for the second half of tonight's matchup between Case Western Reserve University and the University of Chicago in a good, intense UAA contest and a defensive match as we expected tonight between the top scoring defense in the conference and a tough Chicago team that's fourth in the UAA in that category. This is a Spartan team that's only conceded one second half goal all season. It's also a Spartan team that has scored twice as much in first halves as they have in second. 12 goals in the first halves this year, 6 in the second. Chicago on the other side perfectly balanced, 11 in either half. So we'll see if any of that matters or if those stats are just plain numbers. We've seen a couple attacks here tonight for either team, but it's been a lot of slow-paced movement forward. This one's a little bit faster for Chicago now as Pino tries to work it in to Yedashevsky, the two leading scorers and assisters for the Spartans, with the exception of Jack Luker, who's got 4 assists on the year. Yedashevsky and Pino each have 3, but 6 goals, well ahead of the rest of the pack. Lyndon Hu takes this one down the middle, and it gets over to Daniel Sandel, then back to Hu as he steps in front of that pass. The Maroons trying to work it down the middle. A lot of defenders back. Now it's Luker. He'll go to Walsh, and that high arcing ball is going to be knocked out of play by Alex Lipiot, and it'll be a Chicago corner kick, and it'll be just the second of the night for them. And Luker will be over to take it. Tanner Baldwin is going to trot over to join him. He'll bring Matt Vatney with him, who's screaming instructions to his teammates. Luker's corner low, bounces on the ground before it gets to anyone, and now played all the way back. We had a fast-paced start to this match, which included a yellow card in just the 3rd minute for Kai Walsh. And now some pace coming back for Chicago as they get into the box. And Yedashevsky's pass inside is going to be poked out for another corner. Luker this time goes high, far post. And it'll be knocked out of play once again. Another corner, this time coming down to the near sideline. So this one is challenging. And Bradley Winter poked it away. It was Lyndon Hu who took that one. And finally out for a goal kick. That one looked like it tipped off a couple defenders before finally working out past that goal line for the Spartans. No saves for Bradley Winter, officially a team save, however, as the ball was bouncing around their goal line off the first Chicago corner kick. A shot that came off from Gomas as Bradley Winter's off his line. That was Alex Gomas on that earlier play in the first half. And Winter collects this one. Again, despite not really showing up on the stat sheet, Bradley Winter has had a nice night, trying to will the Spartans to their 8th shutout of the year. And we'll see in about 41 minutes if that will be the case, as Jad Oglesby is back in the lineup, and he'll try to run it by Nathan Munashinga. Maroons going quickly. Yadashevsky trying to work it through to Pino. Can't get it there. The Spartans get it back for a moment. Vatney, Salman, and they'll retreat with it. Now going forward. They were looking for McLaren Baggett. Baggett, who came on towards the end of that first half. The Spartans oftentimes will go back to their original starting lineup coming out of the break. This time they don't do that. Leave a couple of those players who finished the first half. And here's Baggett. Maroons get it back quickly. A nice tip pass. Getting it to Kai Walsh, who goes forward to a teammate. Yadashevsky was up there, and a whistle will blow. So it'll be a Spartan free kick. It may have even been a handball, as the ball may have just tipped up and gone into Yadashevsky's arm. So Dockel will move off this ball, let Bradley Winter take the free kick from his own box, essentially like a goal kick from here. Another whistle, this time called against the Spartans. This is a Spartan team that is the least penalized in the conference. Chicago second in that category, so not expecting a lot of foul calls tonight. We've had 5 against either team before that last play. That was the 6th called against the Spartans, and again mentioned that yellow card given very early in the game, the 3rd minute, to Kai Walsh. Now it's Who. Keeps it in the middle as a lot of Spartans start to swarm. Oglesby tried to tip it away. Munasinga goes into the back to Nick Lohr. That defensive back 4 for Chicago has done a nice job holding the Spartans to just 4 shots. And out of those, none of them on target. They also had an opportunity where Kyson Kroger was making a run in behind but was offsides, and even then finished with a shot off target. DeLocke is trying to sprint through to beat Munasinga to this one. And they're going to say it's out off of him. He's saying he didn't touch the ball at all. And Chicago's going to get the throw in either way. Our official tonight, Ali Zolgarnain, making that call and not agreeing with DeLocke. DeLocke was trying to run around Munasinga to get the ball and may have gotten just a piece of it. That was enough. Now outside. Baggett low. And it was poked away from him before he could get on the end of that cross. Now all the way on the other side, it's Bradley Winter once again off his line. It was Jacob Salman who crossed it in. We had some showers early in this match, but no rain since, even though it's been on the forecast. But a chilly night and about 52 degrees now here in Cleveland. Wind has picked up just a little bit down on the field. As this one is launched into the Chicago back line. Played all the way back to Boys. Boys also having a nice night so far, has not had to make a save. Neither of these goalkeepers have had to make a save tonight. The only save was a team save by the Spartans. It was Camden Larson on the goal line during the deflection off a corner kick. That was the best opportunity for Chicago and couldn't turn it into a goal. Each team with sort of intermittent chances coming spread out throughout this match so far in the first 55 minutes. As Kyson Kroger will come back into the game in relief of McLaren Baggett. Played to Sandal on the near side, and he'll retreat as Luker was bearing down on him. Winter's ball cleared out for the moment. Chicago gets it back with Who. Goes back to Lore. And then to Gomas on the far side. They're going to take their time setting up this attack. Munasinga, Luker. Now Who trying to slip it through. He was fading away from that ball and didn't get the power he wanted. Larson intercepted it. Oglesby running through his Delakis and nearly got it into him. Was trying to split two defenders. Now Yadashevsky fighting with Vatney. Two offensive players trying to play some defense. And Vatney's been sent down to the turf a couple times today, and this foul will be called against Chicago. Larson will keep it short. And they'll try and play a through ball to Salman. Nice passing on the far side, trying to beat Gomas. Spinning to get the pass inside, and it's cleared out. On the counterattack is Pino. He's got some room to work, waiting for a teammate to come and help him. He'll take a shot. Cook was there defensively to block it, and it's cleared out of bounds on the far side. And Philip Croft on the far side, the head coach for Chicago, is calling for something. I'm not sure if he's yelling at his team for something or if he's asking the officials for a call. Either way, Chicago continues to press forward with Jack Luker. And they'll launch this one into the box, and Bradley Winter is all over it. Kept on the near side. The Spartans trying to maintain possession, but Chicago's starting to put some more pressure. Cook pops it up in the direction of Kroger, who's moved all the way down to the near sideline. Now Oglesby trying to beat Nathan Munasinga to it. Unable to, but it's out of play for a Spartan throw-in. You can see how much the pace of this match has really picked up. Oglesby trying to take it down the far sideline. And it's going to be sent out for a goal kick. Another opportunity that ends without a challenging shot. That's been the story of tonight. Both these defenses playing very well. Limited opportunities and limited good opportunities. Baldwin on the far side trying to poke it in. Looking for Walsh. Flying in. Luker was trying to take a shot. Couldn't get to it. A lot of white shirts in the area. Now Oglesby nearly lost the ball there, but got it back to a teammate, Josh Cook. Sandal. Maroon jerseys bearing down on them. Can they keep this one in play? Just barely do. No, they don't. Initially, they thought they had. Chicago got the call. They said it was out, and they got it right. Jack Luker will have a throw-in now. As we've got 30 minutes and some change left in this one. Both teams looking to break through. Luker's throw in long. In the box. Vatney tried to poke it away. Gets out to the far sideline. Cleared out. Kyson Kroger racing in. trying to counter, but Chicago does a nice job to keep it away from him. Yadushevsky, cross on the ground. Spartans are all over that. And a nice pass to keep it out of harm's way, looking for Delakis. That was Oglesby showing off his footwork. And a foul is going to be called against Delakis. Quick free kick. And the Spartans trying to win it back off of Gomas. And now they'll go far side with it. Salman couldn't get the ball away from his feet. A lot of twisting and turning there. And the Maroons are back on the ball. Matt Vatney was taken down yet again. And he's feeling out that, it's like left leg. He again continues to walk it off. It's been shaken up a couple times tonight as Luker sends this one into the box. Now Dockel whips it out. Pokes through. Some more good ball movement, but ends in one errant touch. And Bradley Winter is all over it once again. Continues to be nothing crazy for these goalkeepers as the defense has held strong all night. Couple players taken down on that challenge, going up for some headers. Oglesby and Munasinga. The Maroons get it back at the end of all of it. Gomas and Vatney boxes him out off the ball. Now Salman tripped up from behind, and that's going to draw the foul. Larson going back and forth with Dockel in the back line for the Spartans. Send it all the way out. It's still been tough for both these teams to set up anything offensively. And taking a look around the conference, again mentioned WashU defeated Carnegie Mellon earlier by a score of 3-0 as the Spartans start to move it forward. Over in Rochester, scoreless match there between the Yellow Jackets and NYU. Emory hosting Brandeis. And that game was 1-1 last time we checked in. Now it's 3-1. Emory on top. That match in the 43rd minute. So 4 goals already in the first half. Over here we've got quite the opposite, but the Spartans trying to change that. Can they get a shot off? Nearly did. Couple players hit the deck in the box. Spartan crowd wanted a penalty, and they can't believe it. Some of those players still holding their arms up. Can't believe they didn't get a call. And all they'll get is a corner kick. Alex Lipiot will have it again. This may be the best chance for the Spartans to score. They get a header off, and it's high. Sawyer Dockel came flying in and couldn't direct it down low the way he wanted to. And you could see his visible frustration after that play because he thought that was the breakthrough opportunity as Brandon Kim will sub in for Jacob Salman, trying to bolster that Spartan attack. Sandal with the throw in on the near side. Maroons get it back, and they'll try to counter once again. Both these teams are just flying around out there. Delacus give and go action with Vatney. Kroger's down there, now Kim, but Kim was offsides. That flag is up, and that could have been another great chance for the Spartans. They've had now 2 of those called back for offsides penalties. And that flag has cost the Spartans yet another chance at goal. This one may have been a better chance because they had 3 attackers up in the box against 2 defenders and a goalkeeper, and that's a positive look if you're an offense. And the free kick is cleared out and out of play on the Spartan side as the throw-in comes. Luker trying to work it forward, and he's sent to the turf as well. No foul for him either. David Martin. Well, we had that early yellow card. Since then, it's been a lot of that let them play type of attitude from our officials today. We've seen an aggressive game, as we usually do in the UAA conference, and we mentioned that these are 2 teams that don't commit a lot of fouls, but still manage to maintain that aggression within their play. Played all the way into that back line for the Maroons, and now in goal. Boys has not had a lot of action the last couple possessions. The Spartans trying to change that. 23 minutes left in this one. We're still scoreless. Chicago getting a look forward. Yadishevsky trying to get on the receiving end of that pass and couldn't quite get to it. Now a lobbed ball header saved by Bradley Winter. And that keeps this game 0-0. Bradley Winter just stepped in front of that and showed his chest to the ball and said, "Not today." It was Danny Mendoza who got that shot off. As another cross comes in, this one goes just over his head, and Winter dives to collect it. So that really changes things, because had Bradley Winter not made that save, Chicago would be up 1-0 in a game that the Spartans have struggled to find offense. Talked about how both these teams have struggled the last couple matches, so you can imagine that the team to break through would certainly be given a huge load of confidence. And 1 goal in a match like this might be enough to seal it. Granted, we have a lot of time still on the clock, but the Spartans get it back with Kyson Kroger trying to work through a couple defenders, and Munisinga does a nice job to keep him off the ball. Now Kroger pokes it out, and some more frustration. You can see him upset about that last play because he had a great chance at goal, but he knocked it out of play. Couple substitutions for the Maroons. Jed Horowitz is in. And Jaden Singh Bailey also in the game. Now Nathan Munisinga will check out. He's had an active second half. Now Vani Ola is also in for the Maroons. Looking at the Spartan side, making a sub as well. Jacob Salmon will come in for Daniel Sandal. So they'll move Salmon up in towards the attack, and they'll move Jad Oglesby back to his traditional right outside back position. Now it's Josh Cook running back on the defensive end. Yadashevsky making a run, and there's Oglesby right on cue, sliding in to make the play and keep it away from another attacking opportunity for Chicago. And Yadashevsky had just started to get by Cook and was looking towards goal. Didn't see Oglesby coming back, and that's a tough position to make that tackle as well, because that's often where you get a foul called in a bad position. Very easy to get a yellow card in that situation, and Jad Oglesby, an experienced player, showing it off there, timing that up perfectly and getting in a proper position. Doing it once again, this time to knock the ball out of play, as we're under 20 minutes on the clock now. Luker, long cross over everyone's head. Vaniola runs over to collect it. He's got Horowitz with him. He's got a couple white shirts defensively as well. The Spartans clear it out for the moment. Gomas has it. Brandon Kim there bearing down on him, trying to put some pressure on Nick Lohr. Horowitz in the middle of the field for the Maroons. They're looking to get this attack going. Lyndon Hu's been quiet the last couple of minutes. Really, the majority of the second half, the Spartans have done a nice job keeping him off the ball. They were funneling attacks through him. As a whistle blows, and on that tackle, the Spartans commit a foul. They didn't like that call, and this could be important. This is a good position for Chicago to work it in. We already saw Jack Luker take a free kick in towards the box. That was down on the other side of the field in the first half. So it's him and Hu back on the ball once again. Now Hu's going to run away. So it's just Jack Luker. He's got 4 assists on the year, which leads this Maroons team. Last time he tried to play it to the far post, and the ball was too long. This time he'll keep it shorter, and it looked like a Spartan head was on the end of that. And they'll clear it out of bounds. Baldwin with Oglesby marking him. Now it's Mendoza. Mendoza had probably the best shot of the day from either side. That was saved by Bradley Winter. Cross, long and too long. It's going to go out for a goal kick. Oglesby fighting with Baldwin for the ball. Seen a lot of these types of plays tonight. That's really the story of the game so far. It's been deadlocked throughout. And Kim, his defender, slips. He gets by Gomas, who nearly recovered. Kroger couldn't get a clean shot off. The ball was caught up in between his legs. As it's cleared out by Josh Cook. Baldwin's throw in. Good contact. Horowitz now outside. Sing Bailey trying to just keep it in on that baseline and does. Gets it into a more manageable position. Now Baldwin sends it into the box and no maroon jerseys there to challenge Bradley Winter, who once again comes forward to catch it cleanly. Again, Bradley Winter continues to have a nice night. On the other side, boys has been quiet. We've seen Chicago play with the ball for the most part in this second half. Pass intercepted by Salman. An errant pass, really. Salman goes outside with it. Kroger, he'll pass it back to Salman. Doesn't get the shot, now it does come off, and it's high. From Sean Wilson. Perhaps the best chance we've seen all day for the Spartans, and Sean Wilson still can't believe it. This crowd trying to encourage him on. And a moment earlier where Chicago thought they had the go-ahead goal, it was saved by Winter, and now Sean Wilson thought he had it. Sawyer Dockel off the corner kick thought he would have it. And it continues to elude everyone on the field tonight. Ball's deflected, and they're going to call a handball against the Maroons. Tanner Baldwin didn't like the call. But either way, a free kick for Josh Cook and the Spartans. They've got 13 minutes to set up an attack and break through. Both teams have had chances in the second half, and both defenses and goalkeepers have held strong. Out of play on the Spartans side. Taking their time with this throw-in. Every possession becoming more and more critical. A lot of these possessions have been longer, especially in the second half. As Lucas Delacus comes back into the game, he'll take out Sean Wilson. We see the throw-in from the Spartans. Trying to pass it around on the far side. Nice movement. Couldn't find anyone at the end of that cross. Vatney trying to slip in between a couple defenders. Still rolling around. Chicago will try to counter now. They'll come down to the bottom of your screen with Baldwin. He was looking for Yadashevsky. Now they'll get it in that direction from Horowitz. And Horowitz will have to fight Vatney back for the ball. Vatney drops it off to Delacus. And now over to Larson. Chicago continues to put some more pressure on the Spartans' back line than they did in the first half. As Oglesby goes forward to Salman, it'll be Spartan ball on a throw-in. Oglesby goes quickly. And a push from behind. That's going to get a call against Kyson Kroger, and he knew it. Through ball played Long far side for Salman. Salman takes a shot with his left foot towards the near post, and Diving Boys is all over it. So an attempt for the Spartans, but Boys was ready, and perhaps not the most challenging attempt he's faced tonight. It is his first save, however. Lore for the Maroons, taking his time to work this one up. Go out to Gomas. Now keep it on the far side. They're going to say it's out on the Spartans. And the Spartans didn't agree, but we'll have 4 substitutions in for Chicago now. So David Martin is back in the game. We saw David Martin in the initial starting lineup for Chicago, so they've cycled between that lineup and a number of subs. They've gone really deep into that bench. Lyndon Hu was also in the starting lineup. He's back in, along with Robbie Pino and Kai Walsh. But now it's the Spartans on the offensive. Jack Luker is chasing down Jacob Salman. His cross low, and it's high. And Kroger is slow to get up after that play. He was taken down as he tipped that shot up. Looks to be all right, and with 8 minutes left, it remains scoreless. A couple chances in this second half. Once again, for either team, the Spartans with now 2 or 3 real chances at goal, and the Maroons with probably 2 in the second half, including a big save from Bradley Martin, and that's going to be a foul against Chicago. They disagree with that call. That's Jaden Singh Bailey arguing with the official after he sort of rolled up on the ball. And the officials will stop play. They're going to say Sawyer Dockel has to step aside, and maybe some blood. So he's going to have to sub out, something he doesn't do a whole lot. Chicago will take the time in the meantime to get Ryan Yedishevsky back in the game. And the Spartans will put Sean Wilson back in Dockel's spot. As the free kick gets Kroger on the head and goes behind him. Spartans putting a lot of pressure on with Oglesby, and now Delacus wins it back. Through ball, trying to get to him from Vatney, and he's tripped up. But he'll win a free kick for the Spartans. So we've seen a couple set-piece attempts tonight, and a couple shots coming off of them. Alex Lipiot has been successful. Sean Wilson has been on the end of a free kick this season. Vatney will get a shot off the rebound, but not an opportunity that the Spartans particularly liked. Chicago did well defensively on that set piece, as few drops of rain have started to come back down here over to Santo Field. We've got 6 minutes left. We'll see if anyone can break this scoreless tie. See if Kai Walsh can do it. He'll go inside, looking for Pino. A low ball that Bradley Winder will dive to save. And it'll go out on the far side for a corner. And it looks like Luker will head all the way over there to take it. This one arcs in towards the goal, and Sean Wilson got his head on it. Spinning around, a couple Spartans charging to try and clear it out. Sent right back in the box, and it looks like it gets Salmon on the head. Goes out of play. Chicago still in the attacking third with a throw-in. Mendoza. It's going to go out past that baseline, and they're going to say it's a goal kick. Mendoza thought it was going to be a corner, but it looked like the ball went off of him. Sawyer Dockel re-enters the game. Sean Wilson will head off. A quick substitution. We're under 5 minutes now to play, as Bradley Winter will have this goal kick. DeLocke clears it out. Back to Luker. Now to Lohr. Salmon putting pressure on Boys. In the middle of the field. Maroons get it back. They'll go outside, looking for Walsh. He can cross it in from here. Slipped. And Oglesby took advantage of that. But the Maroons still have it. It's Canelos. And now it's Who. He'll have to retreat. Two defenders were coming at him. Larson and Vatney. About 3.5 minutes left. And it'll go out of play off the Maroons. Off the pass to the far sideline. Spartans get it back. They'll have this throw-in over the head of Brandon Kim. Was looking to be on the receiving end of that. Maroons get it back. They'll go into the middle of the field with Walsh. They've got some room to work on the outside. Their attackers will crowd the box looking for a cross, and it'll be knocked out of play. The Spartans clear it out for a throw-in. Gomas has it now for the Maroons. He'll have to play it backwards to Lohr. Near side, Who? Now Luker sends it into the box. Sawyer Dockel is on the end of that. Knocks it away for the Spartans, and a push from behind. That'll give the Spartans a free kick. And that was a clear push, although the Maroons will try to argue it, as is customary. But the Spartans will have a free kick with about 2 minutes left on the clock. Dockel will send it past midfield. Brandon Kim gets his head on it. Gets a pass off to Kroger. And now Kim races to get to the ball. Beats Gomas there. He's got Kroger on his right. He's got a couple more teammates working into the box. And now Gomas tries to box it out. The Spartans thought it was off of him, and it did hit Gomas' foot, but the ball may have already been past the line by the time it got there. So it'll be a Maroon goal kick. Play down to the near side. Walsh, a touch too long. Oglesby gets to it. A slide tackle, and a foul is going to be called against Landon Who. And the official wants to have a word with him. It's brief, and the Spartans maybe thought they were going to dish out a yellow card. A minute 17 on the clock. The free kick taken by Lipiat. Far side, and it's cleared out by Gomas. Oglesby gets to it. Yaroshevsky comes all the way back, and a little bit of pushing and shoving. Foul's going to be called against Oglesby, so the Maroons will have a chance to play it forward from the free kick. We've got a minute left. This may be the last chance to break this scoreless tie. It's been 0-0 for 89. Will that change in minute 90? The Maroons will let it go out of play. Jack Luker will have the throw in. He'll go quickly forward with it. David Martin is there, and Vatney gets him off the ball. He's got Delakis. Delakis has some teammates on his right. He's got Salman. Salman will tiptoe along this near sideline, trying to get it back in the middle of the field. Has to get by Luker. His cross low and on the ground. He was fading away from it. Didn't get all the power he wanted. 15 seconds left. Bradley Winter is off his line. He pops this one straight up in the air for Jad Oglesby, who gets to it cleanly. As the countdown starts, Luker will launch it into the Spartan box. Bradley Winter will catch it. And that will end things here. A 0-0 draw. And both these teams, who we mentioned at the beginning, have struggled to score in their last couple matches, and that will continue for another 90 minutes of play. So taking a look at the UAA standings, both teams will earn a point and tie themselves with Brandeis for that third place spot in conference play. So now 3 teams tied with 5 points, trailing Emory with 9 and NYU with 6. And for Chicago, we mentioned they'll be on the road once again to take on Carnegie Mellon. That game will be on Sunday at 1:30, and at the same time, right here at DeSanto Field, we'll have Case Western Reserve University, the Spartans, hosting the Wash U Bears for Senior Day, and the final home regular season game of the season for the Spartans. So a 0-0 scoreless draw. Great defense all around, and a couple great plays by each goalkeeper. And an exciting game it was. Thank you for tuning in, as always, to Case Western Reserve University Soccer. I'm Sarzuchi, and from everyone here in Cleveland, thank you and have a great rest of your night. And we hope to see you Sunday for Senior Day.